Let's discover some best buys for right now. Hi, I'm Carolyn Evans-Hammond and welcome to my tasting room. Carolyn's tasting room is where you can taste exciting wines with me. And tonight, we taste some best buys for right now. Summer's a time that you want to drink bright, crisp, lip-smacking wines, refreshing wines, and bottles that you can pour and share and enjoy with a carefree feeling because you know they don't cost a lot. That's where we're at right now, with a lineup of delicious wines from Ontario's Pelee Island Winery. The flight includes the non-vintage Pelee Pinot Grigio. It's a blend of domestic and imported wines. The 2021 Lighthouse Sauvignon Blanc, VQA Ontario, and the non-vintage Pelee Island Lola Cabernet Franc Rosé, VQA South Islands, Ontario. So let's taste. So the first wine in our flight is a non-vintage Pinot Grigio. Now this is a blend of international and domestic wine. It's easy drinking, it's non-vintage, and it's a kind of wine that you can pour. It doesn't cost a lot, but it's delicious. So it's about $11.95. Pour yourself a glass and let's experience it together. So first in the glass, what I love is it's clear and bright, right? So it's sort of a pale straw, which you'd expect for Pinot Grigio. It also affirms that it's not actually oxidized. There's nothing wrong with this. It's not hazy. It's clear, bright, and the color you'd expect for the variety. Lovely. Give it a swirl. Getting the aromatics up into the bowl of the glass, and we'll give it a sniff. I love that. It's got that lovely restraint that you expect from Pinot Grigio. So typicity is so important with wine because when you buy something, you expect it to taste and smell like it is. So Pinot Grigio should smell restrained. It should smell crisp. Now you can't smell crispness, but it should smell bright. And we're getting that. So let's see what we're actually smelling. A little bit of lemon, lime. A touch of minerality, and I like that there's a little bit of complexity here. I'm finding a bit of green pineapple, a little bit of green mango, that tropical note, which is lovely this time of year. It suggests refreshment, and that's what we want. We want a gluggable wine that you can chill down, pour in your glass, splash in other people's glasses, and just drink. So, on that note, let's take a sip. Isn't that delicious? Bright, mouth-filling, not too restrained, tastes forward enough that you can enjoy it cocktail style, but it also goes beautifully with spicy and salty finger foods. And the reason is, have another sip. Yes, it's bright and refreshing because, you know, our mouth is watering, but focus on the tip of the tongue. There's a little bit of residual sugar. It does not taste off dry at all. Actually tastes dry because acid covers sugar. But it does have, you know, around 10 grams of residual sugar. And what that does is it makes the wine taste polished and adds a little bit of weight and adds a little bit of sort of polishes any rough edges. So what we're getting here is a drink that tastes beautiful cocktail style. And I love that because it just fills the mouth, arrests the senses, and it's pristine too. That purity of fruit is coming through, which I really like because at this price point, less than $12, you can get a lot of wines that just taste not pure, not clean. This is pristine. There's a hint of tropical, lots of white fruit such as lemon and lime, so citrus, but there's also orchard fruit. Apples, yes, maybe yellow plum. So I love this wine because it's great value for money and it's perfect for this time of year. And the second wine in our flight is a Sauvignon Blanc. Now, Sauvignon Blanc is on fire right now. Everybody loves it because it's clean and crisp. It's usually steel fermented, stainless steel fermented. This wine is, of course. If it's not stainless steel fermented, it will be called Fumé Blanc. So here we have a wonderful, cool climate, VQA Ontario. All the fruit is from Ontario, a cool climate, Sauvignon Blanc. So I'm excited about this. So pour yourself a glass and let's taste. First, in the glass, beautiful color, a little bit deeper than the last one, the Pinot Grigio, which you'd expect. Sauvignon Blanc can have a little bit more color, and we see that here. It's sort of a medium straw, if you like, but clear and bright, which is what we're looking for. Sauvignon Blanc is also a traditionally aromatic variety, so give it a swirl and let's put our nose in there. And indeed, it is aromatic. It's also on point for typicity. So green apple, lots of green apple, classic aroma of Sauvignon Blanc, as well as a little bit of, do you get damp herbs and lime? I do, and I like that. But they're fluttery. They're not too forward. You're not in New Zealand here. You're in a wine region that's more about restraint than, New Zealand. I really like that. There's also a hint of salinity. So there's complexity here on the nose, which is a mark of quality. Going in, know that it's dry. This has 3.5 grams per liter of sugar, which is, a dry wine. Very little sugar in there. So let's have a taste. Yum, right? Absolutely, quintessentially lip smacking. It slides in, it arrests the senses, floods the senses with flavor. But the flavor is dry, it's crisp, it's mouth-watering. It just makes you want to, eat something. And that's one of the great things about a dry wine. It makes you salivate and you are ready to enjoy whatever you're going to have with it. So for me, this is a perfect party wine for party snacks. So let's taste it technically. Have a sip, focus on the size of the palate and see how much your mouth waters. A lot, right? A lot. And that's because it's high acid. Now, high acid wine, Sauvignon Blanc is a high acid grape variety, but cool climates do high acid really well because they manage to preserve that acidity. And that's what we're seeing here. But it's beautifully balanced with a nice fruit center, lots of stuffing, so it doesn't taste shrill or searing, just well balanced and lip smacking. And it also lingers. You notice the flavor is still on the finish? My palate is seasoned with a little bit of salinity too, a little bit of minerality, and that lends gravitas. And it also, it seasons the fruit, makes it taste a little bit grown up, which I like. So let's just parse apart what we're getting on the palate and see if it's echoing everything we found on the nose, which we want. Green apple, yes. Lime, yes. A little bit of damper, but it's a little bit as an underpinning. So it merges on the finish, but at first it's just lush fruit. Do you notice that? I really like this wine. I think it's the kind of thing that packs value for money, and it's definitely for right now. And the last wine in our flight is a Rosé. It's a Cabernet Franc Rosé. It's a Lola Cabernet Franc Rosé from Ontario. And it's a VQA wine that I think you're going to love because, well, pour yourself a glass and let's discover it together. First, the color. Notice the color. Notice how deep that color is. It's really, it gleams and it's sort of an orange, a deep orange. Now, you might look at a deep rosé and think it's going to be sweet, but that's not the case here. This is actually quite dry. It does have a kiss of residual sugar, but not much. And have a sip and you'll see how quenching it is. Do you see how wonderful this is a tasty, beautiful Cabernet Franc in rosé form. Packed with berries, strawberries and raspberries, just ripe, fruited, and pure, and I love that. So let's get back to tasting it technically. Give it a swirl and a sniff. Strawberries and melon, raspberries, maybe a hint of blackberry. That is classic for Cabernet Franc. It's all about red fruit. Chiseled, beautiful, and a hint maybe of, lemon or something like that, which I like. And when we taste it, everything we found in the nose echoes and cascades on the palate, and it lingers on the finish. Now there's a kiss of sweetness that rounds out the palate and makes it really juicy tasting, but lots of acidity to lend balance and tension. And it's that tension that gives it the quench factor. Ratcheting up the quench factor by chilling it down further also is fabulous for warm weather. You can serve this, easily at any party and everyone's gonna love it. Now let's have a quick sip and just focus on the mid-palate stuffing, because I think that's important with a rosé. Rosé has to be balanced, but mid-palate stuffing, cloaking any alcohol, is what makes it really a pleasure to drink. Isn't that great? So much mid-palate stuffing. No alcoholic heat at the back of the palate at all because it's beautifully balanced, and it's also a light wine at about 12% alcohol. So it's a kind of wine you can trust, and it's a kind of wine also that works well at the table. Grilled chicken skewers, ace. So there you have it, some best buys to keep your summer fun, refreshing, and affordable. Which wine did you like best? Let me know. Leave me a comment and follow me on socials, where I'm doing lots of new content meant to inspire the wine lover in you. And don't forget to like and subscribe here too on YouTube, because I'm coming right back with another flight of delicious wines and other drinks here on Carolyn's Tasting Room, so you can drink better and learn how.